What's going on, SOFI investors? I just wanted to say thank you guys for tuning into that video yesterday. It was the best video I ever did on the channel. In this little Car Chronicles episode, I want to talk to you guys about price action, right? Obviously, a lot of SOFI investors, especially you guys in retail, are super concerned about this $7 price target, and we could see it in the sixes. If Jerome Powell comes out next week or in the next couple weeks and goes, hey, we're not cutting interest rates at all in 2024, we're going to see a lot of these growth stocks, especially stocks like SOFI, go down a little bit. We could see another 10% move on the downside and be trading in that mid $6 range for sure. But you got to look at this in a long-term perspective. There's a lot of really good things happening with SOFI. So back in 2021, SOFI was like over $20 a share. It was in that $21, $22 range. And people were happy to pay that price because they saw the potential in what SOFI could be. And their premonitions came to be a reality, right? So since 2020, we've added $500 million every single year in revenue. We went from, high fours to 1 billion, and then 1 billion to 1.5 billion. And in 2023, we did over $2 billion in revenue. So in 2021, at $1 billion in revenue, people were paying $20 a share. Now, if you had a choice between buying SOFI at $20 a share and $1 billion in revenue, or $7 a share and $2 billion in revenue, which one would you choose? It's pretty simple. You would choose $7 price and $2 billion in revenue. There's not too many companies that have this market cap that are doing this much money and revenue and are profitable. I mean, those two catalysts are huge for the trajectory of SOFI going forward. So I know it sucks. It sucks a whole bunch to see, if you have a $10 average and it's $7 a share, you're down 30%, man. It's tough. I got 4,000 shares and my average is just under $10. That's not counting all the covered calls I've sold over the last 2 or 3 years, So my real average is probably in that $7 range. But that's what you can do, is just sell covered calls out a little bit. Maybe 20%, 30% of your shares. This way, if they get caught away and SOFI runs up, you still have 70% of your shares to rake in some profits. I like selling covered calls at around my price averages. So worst comes to worst, you're just breaking even, guys. So what's my price target for 2024? I think a lot of that is going to depend on whether or not Powell cuts rates. Because if Powell announces that he's going to cut rates in May or June, or maybe in the fall sometimes, even if it's 1 or 2 price cuts this year, that's going to start the ball rolling for SOFI in a very positive way. I think if we get even 2 interest rate cuts this year, that sets up 2025 to us to get 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 rate cuts in 2025. So where do you want to be? Do you want to be invested at SOFI at $7 before interest rates start to come down? Or do you want to chase it once Powell announces that he's going to cut interest rates? Inflation was a little bit high last week. That's why we saw a lot of the big names like Palantir and SOFI and some of these growth companies kind of sell off a little bit. But trust me, once Powell flips the script, we're going to see probably 20%, 30% in the next year in the NASDAQ, and at least 20% in the S&P 500. We might even see the NASDAQ go up 30% if we get a whole year of rate cuts. So I think the price target for 2024, I'm still going in that $12 range. I think by the end of 2024, if we get at least one rate cut and we don't get any rate increases, I think $12 is a solid price target. Could it go more? Of course it could. Could it go a little bit less and be in that $10, $11 range by the end of the year? Yeah. But I'm sticking with my $12 price target for 2024 and $18 to $20 by the end of 2025. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning into my videos. I got like 150 watch hours on that last video. It's great. I'm over 400 subs now, so if you haven't yet, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I really want to monetize this channel, and I'm going to bring you more and more updates on SoFi, Palantir. I really like Warner Brothers Discovery and stocks like Chewy as well. So I'm going to do some updates on those stocks. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Have a solid weekend. Peace.